Broken Entertainment. So apparently we're getting a Zatanna movie from DC Comics on HBO Max. And I'm a little torn on this one, and it's something I'd really like to hear from any fans of the character out there. That would be great. But to me, some of the stuff in this article makes me worry a little bit. But on the other hand, bringing in a DC character that we don't know a lot about, or at least the average person on the street doesn't know a lot about, and giving them their own movie on HBO Max, I think is a good move both for HBO Max and the DCEU in general. You know, we've had plenty of superhero movies with Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman and so on, and they're all great characters. I love them. But Zatanna's a different direction. And obviously, I think kind of meant to compete with Doctor Strange because Zatanna is DC's powerful magic character. So, you know, there's also Doctor Fate as well. But I think there's great potential for this, and there's concern as well. You know, how are they going to do the costume? You know, I'll show you what the costume looks like if you're not familiar. I think they might actually have it down here. No, they don't. Here, so they've done her live action outfit before like that, and that was in a TV show, but they could certainly do it again. So, you know, her costume is a little. I wouldn't say it's super risque, but it's, you know, it's a one-piece swimming suit type of thing with fishnet stockings. So we'll see what modern Hollywood is willing to do. There's been some pictures of her on, you know, from live action show before where she's dressed that way. But I've also seen people on the internet try to quote unquote fix her costume. And you know how Hollywood is these days. So we'll see. But my biggest concern is the tone. So let's go ahead and get into it. Emerald Fennell teases big and scary Zatanna movie at HBO Max. After many rumors, the Zatanna solo movie has been confirmed at HBO Max. Project will see Academy Award winner Emerald Fennell working on the script, which will bring for the first time in a live-action movie one of the most powerful sorceresses in the DC universe. Fennell recently won the Oscar for her promising young woman script, and it appears she has big plans for Zatanna, which she envisions being as dark as it needs to be. There are lots of things about her that felt like they could be really, really interesting, she said while talking with Empire, and it'll be an opportunity to make something really quite dark, and that appealed to me to make something big and scary. So, this is my worry. Okay, we already have a lot of dark superhero movies. I think people are kind of tired of them. I know I am. I'm ready for some brighter superhero movies. And I don't mean to say they have to be goofy or they have to be, you know, soulless. Just this trend towards dark and quote-unquote gritty and quote-unquote grounded, I just think it's not interesting. You know, these are comic book characters. There's a certain tone to comic book superheroes, right? And I wouldn't mind some darker exploration with the character, given her abilities and given her history. But I don't want it to be a DC Comics horror movie either, which it kind of sounds like she wants to do. And I don't want it to be like super dark and remind me of the worst attributes of Zack Snyder, because I think we've already been there. You know, do we need more? I don't know. That's my concern. I'm not saying this is going to be terrible necessarily. I think it could be great. I think it's a great opportunity for DC and HBO Max and fans of the character. Absolutely. Fennell then explained that Warner Brothers is giving her as much creative freedom as she wants. That's why she can imagine working on a massive scale for her upcoming script. So that's a good thing in a sense, because we've had a lot of DC Universe movies where they don't give them creative freedom, and then the studio comes in and they tinker around with stuff. And I think maybe there's a little more freedom in this case because it's on HBO Max and not coming out to theaters. Hard to say, but more creative freedom, less studio corporatization of the plot and the characters is a good thing. HBO Max, oh sorry, why wouldn't you want to write something like that when you can write huge, massive, crazy sequences and fights? Normally, you're like, how can I show this in the smallest, cheapest way possible? To have complete freedom to really let your imagination run wild is such a joy. HBO Max hasn't revealed an official release date for the movie. So, I don't know. I'm torn. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say on this, especially if you're a fan of the character in the comics. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I am, like I said, I'm a little torn. I think if they go too dark, it's just more of the same. Whereas this is a real opportunity to explore an angle DC hasn't done before in movies, which is the magic stuff. And I like the idea of the studio not interfering a lot. I like the idea of the writer saying she wants to do big, crazy combat sequences because I think with a character like Zatanna and with magic involved, you can definitely tap into some of the more comic book elements. And if you do it well, it'll be amazing. And if you don't, obviously it's not going to work out. But it's an opportunity to really show off the character. And I think if they're already talking about doing that, that's a good thing, as long as they don't go all Michael Bay on everybody. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. And if you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit the bell for notifications. And I will see you next time.